I saw you say something about the DSPs. Like you tired of people blaming Spotify for the detriment.
Spotify saved the music business.
You're a lot of people. The consensus is that streaming ruined the music business. You're saying that the streaming saved the music business. I saw a lot of conflicting opinions about this.
But these people don't understand capitalism. They don't understand money. They just don't. And the bottom line is this, is that when I worked at a label 2012, 13, 14, I'm talking about like I was trying to sign K-Camp when Cut That Bitch Off was the hottest record in the country.
That shit was hard.
Nigga, hottest record in the country. Nigga, the deal wasn't even $1 million. And we was, because that's what the game was. Because remember, I had to sign you, and hopefully they had to buy into you.
Yes.
They had to physically buy into you. They had to press a button or go to a store and say, I want your stuff. When you start seeing it from that standpoint, like how the game changed. So here's what happens. So streaming is over, right? Then Spotify comes to the music business and say, hey, look, we feel like we could save it. The first person that tried to save us was Napster.
Yes.
And they called him a criminal,
Yep.
and he was like, "No, I'm not a criminal. I made this technology." He really put it on LimeWire and stuff to show them it works.
Yeah.
For them to find a way to own streaming, but labels is full of old heads who don't want to change, so they don't do it. Daniel Ek comes. He creates Spotify. He figures out where the guy that created Napster went wrong. He didn't have rights. He goes to the label. He cuts the label 70. The labels get 70. In their initial deal, they got 70% of all the money Spotify made. Stream or no stream. It was all based on market share. When you look at it from that standpoint, the label sold us out. And also, if you have a platinum record, say if you have, I wrote and produced your record. It's you own the master. I wrote and produced it. Your record goes platinum. I make, on the platinum record, I make $90,000. I wrote and produced the record. You made $540,000. To me, that ain't fair. Like, it ain't fair. But when you look at who set the tone, who owns the most masters in the world?
Labels.
The labels. Who owns the most publishing compositions in the world? The labels. Warner Chappell is owned by Warner Records, and Universal Publishing is. Universal CEO still answers the Universal Record CEO, so they cut a favorable deal to themselves. So now when writers and producers are complaining about the lack of money, y'all can't complain to Spotify. Spotify gave the labels the power, and they said 6-1. For every master, we're going to get 6 cents. Y'all going to get 1 cent, songwriters. They fucked everybody. So when you starting to get mad at the Spotify and everybody's blaming Daniel Ek, let me tell everybody in here something. If I created a tool that saved an entire industry, and y'all mad that I got a couple billion, y'all don't get business, I'm going to get some money. I'm going to make some money, bro. Like, that's the game. Like, these artists are just mad. But guess what, artists? You cannot put your stuff on Spotify. You can put yourself on Even. You can do so many different ways to get your music heard, but y'all are lazy anyway. Y'all don't even know how to fucking do it. So why y'all mad at anybody else? Everybody complaining about the wrong thing, man. Focus on you and your win. That's all I tell people. Stop worrying about everybody. Listen, Daniel Ek saved the music business. Saved it, y'all. I went from doing like I said, that K-Camp deal, 800,000-900,000 bidding war.
That's
the bidding that was a bidding war before streaming. To now, you talking about I was giving niggas $3.5 million like it was nothing. $5 million, like $4 million, like it was nothing. Like, what is going on? Streaming. They was just giving you the new money they was making from the old money.
So you're saying that a lot of people who blame the streaming services for the small amount, the percentage that they get of their own music being played, is the label's fault, not the streaming.
The label cut the deal. The streaming don't. How can I determine how much you sell your product for? Right. All I could tell you is, look, I'm gonna give them access for $10 a month. That's it. Right. So now when you start going to the point zero, that's to protect them. That's in case everybody was paying $10 a month listening. Like, you don't listen to $10 worth of music based on how they pay out. The labels get most of the money. But look at it from this standpoint. Remember back in the day, you used to have an album. DJ Head had an album drop. His CD was $17.99. You was new. Your CD was $8.99. Now, a stream is a stream. Whether I'm streaming Taylor Swift or I'm streaming an AI version of her. It's the same money. So when you look at it from that standpoint, it's like, stop focusing on the game and how they playing up there. Make your noise. Because artists are making more money now. We never heard of artists getting $500 million in a deal. That was impossible before streaming. It saved the business. Now, did it hurt creativity? Yes. Did it fuck economics up? Yes. Because look at it like this. If you produce a record on Usher's Confessions album and you produce an album filler, if that record sold 20 million copies, you got paid 20 million for 20 million copies sold. If you did a record now and Head's record was the record that got 80% of the streams. You ain't getting no. You can get a plaque. You on a platinum album, but you ain't getting no money like he getting because now everybody gets paid according to what they bring to the table.
Yeah.
So that's what changed it. That's why you got to have an aggregate of shit going on. You got to stop arguing. Like, you got to have records dropping every day now at this point to kind of keep it on. Like, that's the only way we're going to be able to survive this.
When you look at just how long that everything that you've seen and you've experienced, and you look at the artists that we have today of this era, and then you see, like, how we're losing so many artists, whether it's, like, overdoses or, you know, they're getting killed or they're going to jail. And then you see, like, the downfall of what we would look at in black entertainment as one of the biggest moguls.
Yes.
Do you think that this era has any future hip-hop moguls? And if so, who do you think those people are?
I think the future hip-hop moguls in this era are going to have to be one or two people. Either fucking brilliant, like Top Dog and punching them. Like brilliant, like them, where they got 6-7 acts breaking at once. Or you got to just be a nigga that don't give a fuck about nothing but money.
Damn.
And you can be a mogul. But if you gonna deal with people, it's really hard today's market because another thing I heard is that it was too much music, right? So like I interviewed Bryce Wilson from Groove Theory on my podcast, and Groove Theory, pretty famous group. Everybody knows Tell Me What You Want Me to Do. I interviewed him and I said, yo, in the top of y'all career, how much money did you make in 1 year? He said, man, we was lucky. We made $1 million.
Yeah.
Nigga, now you got niggas with gold singles making fucking $5-10 million.
Yeah.
Playing games, so many things. So it's like, there's no more urgency to be Beyonce, bro. Beyonce ain't Beyonce because she wants to be the richest woman in the world. She's Beyonce because it's something in her that wants to be the greatest. And that's gone now. Because everybody just wants to be the richest. And it's not about greatness no more. And to me, that's the scariest part of it. Man, like, I've been a fan of your shit, man, so I love this.
I didn't
know who you was because I always see y'all two on TMZ, and I'm like, and I ain't gonna lie, Gina, I thought you was his girlfriend. I was like, yo, that's some real nigga. He let this girl just talk your shit. And then the second time I figured it out, I was like, oh, that's his partner, because she was like, Gina, what you think? And I was like, oh. But the first couple times I saw it, I was like, oh, man, I like that he moved like that with his girl. What my wife think? Like, you could ask my wife what she think any day. I ask her anytime. She dope as fuck. So I just thought that was dope of you. Then I was like, oh,
nah.
You work here. Okay,
Let
cool.
me find out this nigga fucking it up for me when other niggas think I go with you.
Now we just solved the celibacy thing. Now we know why. You might want to say, you should buy a shirt saying, head is not my man.
Bro, people always think that we have a thing. I'm like, bro, that's like the homie. Like, it's my sister for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? This ain't that.
Well, I know it now, but I'm saying when I didn't know, I was like, oh, okay. That's dope.
But but thank you for the flowers.
Yes.
And I received that.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I try to always represent a certain way.
You the West, nigga. Hey, nigga, your shit, your stock, you was smart as a motherfucker. You took a hook, you put it on that shit. You like, I'm from the West, nigga. We going up, nigga. You went up with it.
But yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm a big fan, and I love the game that you always kicking. I'm a fan of authenticity. I mean, to me, you were one of the ones that ain't afraid to take the phase online and stuff like that, which I'm no stranger to. So I appreciate that.